The Thorpe Park Resort is one of the most thrilling parks here in the UK, but today I thought about what I'd do if I owned Thorpe Park. From adding new rides and attractions to removing other rides and attractions, there's quite a bit that I would do. These are obviously my thoughts and opinions, so let me know what you guys would do if you owned Thorpe Park down below. But let's get into what I'd do if I owned Thorpe Park. Starting off with the entrance of the park. Currently the entrance to the park is very outdated, bare and very cramped. So to start off with, I would completely redesign and restructure the entrance to make it more vibrant and more fitting of the park. And I'd also include more space to chill out and sit down before heading into the park, while also keeping the facilities like the toilets and ticketing office at the entrance. Also at the entrance, I would overhaul the security check area, as more often than not it is very busy and hectic, and this can lead to very stressful and inconvenient environments. To combat this, I would streamline the process by having more security scanners and staff to check bags, as well as different areas for people with bags and without bags to go to, so that it isn't being pushed all one way, leading to large queues and bottlenecks in the queue line. In addition to this, I would also remove the Thorpe Park cabins, as they are very small and not very well themed, and I'd replace them with a brand new, bigger and better themed hotel near the park and lake, to give some rooms a great view of the park and its epic skyline. This will also open up a future expansion spot where the cabins used to be. While it wouldn't be that big, it could still add more rides to help with crowd levels throughout the year. Speaking of crowd levels, I would also look to add more events throughout the year, similar to Mardi Gras and Carnival of previous years, to build on the success and hype of Thorpe Park Fright Nights. This will also give people more to experience while they are at the park, such as shows and other activities, which will also help queue times stay lower throughout the season, especially in busier periods such as summer and Halloween. This could also include limited time merch to do with the events as well, as some of Thorpe Park's best merch has always been the Fright Nights merch, such as the hoodies and t-shirts. Moving on to the ride hardware, starting off with Storm Surge, which I would unfortunately remove, as in my opinion it doesn't fit very well and looks very grimy, and does stick out quite a bit from the other rides and attractions in that area. I'm not too sure what I put in its place, if anything, but let me know down below what you'd put there, or whether you would keep it. Right next to Storm Surge, I would look to retheme Walking Dead the ride back to X No Way Out and completely overhaul the lighting and theming inside, making it similar to Rockin' Roller Coaster, as this would fit more with the coaster than the Walking Dead does, as it's a family indoor coaster and needs a lighter theme to it. This would also get rid of the horrible pre-show and dark corridor that The Walking Dead has, which always seems to cause an issue with the operations of the ride, as people are reluctant to move forward or simply just do not know that they need to push the door in order to move forward. Moving over to the Lost Continent now on Colossus, the park's oldest roller coaster, which I'd look to keep at the park, but I would look to retrack and install lap bars on the ride to give it the Nemesis Reborn treatment, to make it more reliable and accessible, as well as make it less rough and increase its smoothness. I would also figure out a way to add waterfalls to the pits on the ride and add water back into the pits. Don't worry, the colour scheme will stay the same, as the blue and golds throughout the area look amazing. Heading over to Hyperia and the old Slammer site, where I would add a flat ride to the area to build on the story of Hyperia. The flat ride I would put in the area would be a Hush Giant Frisbee, as this would build onto the story of Hyperia as you fly through the air. It would also be really good from a throughput view as well, as it holds up to 40 to 50 riders at a time, meaning it won't build up massive wait times similar to Toxicator and Alton Towers. It will also help with the queue times of Hyperia as well, as there'll be something else in the area to do. While the footprint will be bigger, it shouldn't affect the flow of the area, as it still allows for the Scare Maze Deadbeat to operate in the area, as well as it will stay away from the footpath that everyone walks on to get to Hyperia and to the toilets in the area. Transporting over to the jungle area of Thorpe Park now, and I'd look to remove Nemesis Inferno. No, I'm kidding. I'd actually going to revamp and enhance the Rumba Rapids to make them themed more into the jungle area, and also make it so you actually get wet while also maintaining the safety of the riders. Unlike most people, I don't want to see it removed from the park, as we're already seeing a lot of water rides being removed from parks like Alton Towers, and I feel like there is still a place for water rides here in the UK. I just think that the Rumba Rapids is an overhaul away from being a really good attraction at the park. And in a park that already lacks other attractions away from coasters, losing it would give people who aren't ready to go on the rides like Stealth and the Swarm something to do while the others in their party go on those rides. Also in the jungle area, I'd look to eventually retrack and enhance the theming around Nemesis Inferno, as it's one of the park's older rides and deserves to get some love in the near future. The penultimate thing I would do if I owned Thorpe Park would be to completely gut out and remove Ghost Train from the Dockyard area of the park, and in its place I would put in a very new concept, which would be a world's first of its kind ride, an ETF and into a multi-dimensional Mover Dark ride, which would be complete with practical sets and practical effects over screens and 3D, which would probably be the more Merlin route of going about it. I would theme this all around a haunted and abandoned dockyard area, where you would be an urban explorer trying to capture paranormal activity until something goes wrong and you are forced to fight back or escape from an evil entity trying to take your soul from the area. This can also kind of build on the the theme around deadbeat in terms of something trying to take your soul. It's just a thought and a concept, but that is very much themed to a nightclub gone wrong. But it could be something that they could add into this ride if they wanted to. As well as this, I would also close the arcade and demolish that part of the building to add a family flat ride to the area, such as a Zamperla Rock and Tug, which would help pad out the area and also help tell the story of the Dockyard area, and also make the area a more prominent part of the park, as it would include an indoor coaster, an immersive dark ride and a flat ride, making it more of an area catered towards a younger audience, while in keeping with the themes of the park as a whole. This is more of an unrealistic idea, but I do think that this would be a good move for the park moving forward. Finally, the last thing that I would do if I owned Thorpe Park is to finally use the plot of land behind Swarm Island. What I would build an RMC hybrid coaster themed all around the Wild West, with hints and callbacks to a former area of the park, Canada Creek, and an old attraction in that area being Loggers Leap. This RMC would be the UK's first RMC hybrid coaster, but would also break the world record for the steepest drop on an RMC coaster, which is currently being held by Iron Gwazi over in Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay in Florida. I would also include multiple moments of airtime mixed in with unique and intense inversions, which would all be packed into a tight yet free-flowing layout. You might say this is unlikely, but Merlin loves to add record-breaking and unique experiences to their parks and attractions around the world, so I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happens in the future. I would also add another flat ride to complete the area and help out with the queue times in the area. The flat ride I would include would be a Zamperla Nebula, which would be a great family flat ride to add and complement to the area and the RMC hybrid coaster in the area. And I'd connect it to both the Swarm Island and also the Stealth Plaza so that the area doesn't become bottlenecked and also helps with the flow and navigation of the park, as at times it can be quite hard to navigate the park. And there you have it, that is everything that I'd do if I owned Thorpe Park Resort. Please let me know down below if you agree or disagree with what I would add or remove from the park, and if you would like to see the things that I've mentioned in this video come to the park in the future, let me know down below. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, as it greatly helps me out and it helps you guys stay up to date with videos when they come out on the channel. And until the next video, goodbye.